Radial tire car is not the right car for a drag and drive event. So take a look at it. That is insane. Oh my gosh. I have never seen anything like this ever. 109. 109, still fine. So, a lot of people ask, how did the whole wagon come about, and what's the whole deal about that? Found some old videos back when this thing was orange and silver and a pretty cool looking wheel stander. Now, just keep in mind, this wheel stand video that you see here, we did end up figuring it out, so it would carry the wheelie all the way out, about 300 foot, and then set it down. So watch this and see how the wagon kept on changing.
All right, here we go. Currently number 4 in our standings.
Alright, so as you can see, we're driving over to Schaller Hydroplane to get the engine running for them so they can go make a race this weekend. Video coming up on that pretty quick. So let's back up a little bit. Originally I saw the wagon, it was a dark blue station wagon sitting on the side of the road, and I thought, I love those cars. Those things just look cool, and they do. So bought the car, it was dirt cheap. This was in 2000, I think. And over the course of time, it turned into a little street car, drove it around for a while, then said, oh yeah, well, we build race engines, I might as well build a race car. So started building the car into a drag radial car, which is what I wanted to go do. I thought that would be really awesome and sweet, and had no intention at that point in time ever turning into a big pro modified car like it is now. And that's the way racing all goes. You start out all innocent and nice and sweet about it, and then it just turns into a money pit, money and time pit, because that's just the way it is. So you just saw that we turned the car into this really nice drag radial orange and silver car, and we used to race drag radial with it at Milan's Heads Up event here in Michigan. Car used to go 750s all the time, like a bracket car, and sometimes, and we did have it figured out to make it plant nice. That wheelie that you see there was something that we had figured out to not pedal. I'd taken a little bit of power out of it and could maintain that wheelie and carry it out past the at the 300 foot mark or so, and just set it down nice and still go 750s. It was kind of cool. Not the proper way of doing it, but the whole car has never been proper. So then we took it to Orlando, and in Orlando for the World Street Finals in 2010, I hit the wall. The car gets all loose at the top end. You saw it right there. Hits the wall, drags all the way down the side of the wall, wipes out the whole left side of the car. So at that point, it's like, all right, you know what? this thing would always have just been super neat, cool to have this be white with a wood grain. Didn't do any chassis damage, didn't do anything like that. It was just all cosmetic body damage. So I sent it over to my buddy Jim Plimpton over in Wisconsin, who I was doing engines for at the time. And Jim did fixed all the body work, did it white, put a wood grain wrap on it. It is no longer wrap. What is on it is paint now, but it first started out as a wrap. And we continued to go drag radial racing. Got the car going faster. Oh, sorry, obviously this thing is a Pro Charge car. So now it is wood grain, still drag radial, still heavier than all holy heck, about 3,800 pounds at that time. And still going 750s and faster. And then we finally got it doing racing 8th mile down at Ducks Race at No Mercy and Lights Out. We used to race those events with the wagon. Got to go 450s. So when the 450s is a 690-ish number, basically. So always kind of remember that. A car that goes 450s in 8th is going to go 690s in the quarter. That's pretty common. All right, and then it's exponentially faster as it goes up. So actually, about 460s actually is probably a 790 or 690s. So, anyways, got the car working better, and then we made the big changeover. You'll see that coming up next. All right, we're here at the track. We've made it, and last you saw was just a picture of the car from the back. So I'm going to show you the whole thing as we are going to be doing some testing for the first time in 9 years with this car. All right, so you might be saying to yourself, 9 years? Holy crap, 9 years. Yeah, freaking 9 years. So at that time, and still to this very moment, I still think that the radial tire car is not the right car for a drag and drive event. I think you need to have, to be the fastest, you need to have a big tire car. Leave your comment below, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that think otherwise. Keep in mind, the fastest cars still are big tire cars. So anyways, I wanted to turn it into a big tire ProMod car, and because I wanted to go faster, wanted to do the drag and drive stuff. I thought it was just really cool. Had tried to do it before and failed on radials with the wagon. And so it starts going through its process of what I would call chassis jail, then went to paint prison, and once it comes out of all of those things, all of a sudden we realize that you haven't raced your car, done anything for 9 years. Isn't that something?
So now it's in rehab.
Yeah. So yeah. And then it's just it's always constantly being worked on, always constantly being fixed. That is the race car life, my friend. So, anyways, now you can see this whole thing as it's in its latest configuration, the last configuration, just modifications from here on forward. So, let's go take a look. Forgot lug nuts, by the way, for the front tires. So the first thing we did is I forgot lug nuts. So anyways, this is it. We're putting the rear shocks on it right now because I don't want to drive it in a trailer and have it trailering on the race shocks. So I got a street shock, a race shock, and then just a dyno solid bar. So we use the solid bar for trailering and for on the hub dyno. So it raises the car up and it's locked there, not beating up anything. So as you can see here, you're not going to find nothing like it anywhere. Take a look on the inside. We got our everything from power windows still, turbo 400. For all you street guys that just love it to death, cup holders. Racing radios for inside the car for me and Kyle to talk to each other on it. It's a dual rail ProMod chassis. Still have a 3617 16 tire, the typical ProMod tire. And as you can see over here, you get in the front door. I'll show you on the other side because it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'll show you. And then we'll take the hood off and I'll show you the engine compartment. See the hood here too. Check out the SMX See if that comes on and the camera looks good. That's all just painted into it. There's no decals, there's nothing on this car except paint. So one of the things is you got to get in the front seat to sit in the back. And this is a swing out steering column. So you swing it out of the way, and it's actually the easiest car in the world to ever get into, is this car right here. So super easy to get into, nice. Now, we'll get the hood off here as Kyle's walking around.
Ta-da! .572 SMX.
As you can see, SMX, and some of you guys have already seen the engine because I had that posted all over and have some videos, but twin 98mm turbos with my cool wood stacks. So this is air inlet, not exhaust. Air inlet into the turbos, up through the hood into our NACA ducts. We even made the NACA ducts for the hood. Obviously, you can see that that thing is a custom one-off deal, of course, but we 3D printed NACA ducts for it, and then put them into the hood, so it's all a pretty cool deal. Typical drag week stuff, but 572. My motor's 572. My SMX package, same as what Bailey's got, same as what some other guys got, and so far we're like super happy. Now, didn't even have time to show you any dyno videos, hub dyno videos, because I started this thing up, got it running, made one pull on the hub dyno, said okay, it's close enough, let's go. So I don't even have any power numbers for you right now, but it should make, it'll end up, let's put it this way, it'll end up making about 4,500. So this is the race front tire, because I have a street tire over here. So these are the street wheels. Well, the street wheels are a 28.5 tire instead of a 26, but the car needs, for proper ride height, the car needs a 26 tire for proper ride height. So we're taking drag front tires and the slicks, obviously, and then putting street tires on for the drive. And then the street tires for the rear, you'll dig this. There is 37.5 inches of street tire.
What's going on?
All right, so now we're up for the third pass. So first pass, just didn't have my crap together and had the burnout mode on, so I left in second gear and 5 pounds boost. Then this one, apparently I had a active traction control on, which references my front wheel sensor to my rear wheel sensor, except I don't have a front wheel sensor. So immediately left and was dropping cylinders and trying to keep it from going over 5,000 RPM. So, but at least I staged the car right, and I'll just keep on practicing that. It's just, there's foot pedal positions and stuff going on there. And so coming out of a ProCharge car from before to turbo. Now, so I think, so we turned it off, we saw it in the data logger, turned it off. I think we have everything turned off, so hopefully the car will actually leave this time. So it'll be a third hit, and maybe we can get a 60 foot on here. But first light after 9 years, 013. So that's probably it. It'll probably go downhill from here on out, but at least I cut 013 once right off the bat. Alright, so we're back from our third pass, and or third attempt, and burnout was fine. It was going up the stage car, and the guy pulls me back and shuts me down because there's something on track. So they go down, they get what it had or whatever it was that's on the track, and he fires me back up, and I pull in the staging beams, and the car comes up on the two-step, it sounded different, and it wouldn't bump. It wouldn't bump in. So I'm like, what the heck? So I tried panic bumping it, still wouldn't go. So I just let go of the button so I could try getting some data. Didn't collect data, but it didn't matter because I knew exactly what it was when I got back. When he shut me off and I had to restart the car, as soon as you restart the car goes into burnout mode. In burnout mode, the car won't go any more than 7,000 RPM and 5 pounds boost. So again, left with 5 pounds boost. So anyways, still just getting a grip on stuff. So learning all the little procedures and all the little stuff that's going on in the car, and forgot that once you shut the car off, it automatically goes into burnout mode. So anyways, going to remember that from here on out, and hopefully have clean passes, and Kyle refresh my memory and be flagging me down or to help me to remember to turn the crap on. So anyways, we're gonna pack it up for tonight and get in the car. All right, so we just made the second pass for today. So first pass, I'm not trying to bump in because I'm just effing that thing up right now. So I just need to make some passes first, and then we're gonna practice bumping and creeping right out in the parking lot before you even go back out there. So I'm just going up there and just just staging the car, bring it up on two-step and leave it. So the first pass went, I mean, it was great, nice straight, super lazy. It only went 134, 60 foot. Lifted at 3 seconds, and I'm gonna download this one. Lifted at 3 seconds, and it went 526, 114 in the eighth. And this one, and it's pulling like a freight train. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it just is. You let go of the button, and it just pulls. So we came back and I put just a little more power to it, took less timing out of it on the launch. So it just advanced the curve, left the boost alone, and the thing went 119, 60 foot, 312 to the 330, and pretty sure I lifted at the 330 or so, because it gets dicey out there. I mean, it's not loose or anything, but it's pulling like a freight train. So I lifted at, I lifted at 3.18 seconds and went 492, 120. So pretty happy with that. That curve's looking better, and I think we can get after it harder, obviously. Obviously, I'd love for the car to go a 1.0, anything 109, 110, 109, 108, and we'll be hauling. And then if I'll put my big girl panties on and start running out farther.
All right, guys, we're out here day 3, testing out at Bradenton for Sick Week 2022. Up on the line for a first pass of the day.
All right, so you just saw a good pass. You got the pass on camera, right?
Yep.
You see my driver's side window.
You can just see that in the end of the video.
Sucked out of the car, and you see that in the end of the video. So as soon as that got sucked out, I chopped throttle, pulled the parachutes, and so you can see my missing window here, which is awesome. We went 453, 170 at the 8th, and normally these cars will always go 2 seconds to 2.1 seconds in the back half is what you call that. So that typically would be a 653 to 673, right around there. But we went at 696, 177, so you can see I was way out of it. But anyways, what it does is I pulled the parachutes, and what's going on is my wicker bill, the car felt pretty steady up there, but this wicker bill creates a vacuum and spins air back around here, and actually made the parachutes go under the car. So the parachutes did not come out. And so we're gonna have to remount these things up high to get them way up here, to get them in the airstream to make them go pretty much straight up. All right, so you can see there we went to sick week. Finished the very first sick week. Should have won the whole thing, to tell you the truth, because Tom was out. He wasn't there. I was the fastest car there, but had transmission. That's the first transmission issues we had. Replaced it and, you know, tried to fix it, and just didn't turn out, is what it is. So our last pass, because I think we went 670s there, but our last passes was no good. But I did end up finishing sick week, so I'm always happy about that, because the next 2 times I have not been able to finish sick week. Well, I didn't even start 2024 sick week because I crashed the car and hit the wall, the other side of the wall in Orlando. Watch out for that. So anyways, you're gonna see here, so we left sick week and just got transmission, or got a Rosler transmission in the car, and showed up down at the local event of a import versus domestic, and really had a good outing. And what cracks me up is how happy we are about running this fast, and then as you'll see later on in the video, how upset I am about running that fast now. So we are gonna get up there, run our first pass, and Lord willing, we should do good.
And so much for 660s.
Holy freaking A. I thought it was slow. I go, oh crap.
It was slow. It burned the tire off in the 60 foot.
Oh yeah. It went 178 in the 8th, which is really fast. Anyways, at the top end of the track, it felt it shake and I felt it spin. I go, oh, wow. And I just stayed in it. And then at the top end of the track, it felt like it was out of gear, and I actually banged the shifter to see if it was in the gear, and then pulled the parachute, and I thought, well, I mean, at least I won, you know, that's what I was thinking. And I thought maybe it would still win a 670. 655, 228.
How early did you grab that scramble button, though?
I never grabbed the scramble button.
Didn't
Never
even use it?
No, I didn't grab the scramble button.
Oh, that's got more in it, for sure.
So take a look at it. That is insane.
430 is the 8th. Oh,
That is exactly what I figured you could do. And I know that we could go a 40, or we could probably go a little bit faster. I can definitely go 40s, but I'm not going to do it today. I think we're going to actually probably just, I guess, leave it exactly the same. It goes down track, does everything good. So we'll leave it right where it's at. And I just take a look at data, and I think we got to drain some oil out of the tank. I think it's getting a little overfull. That's why we're puking out there. So we got to drain some oil.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
This is the most catastrophic destruction, instantaneous destruction I have ever seen in 30 years. And I don't think you're ever going to see any destruction from anywhere, any photo, any picture like this. So I'm going to walk you right through from right at the beginning. Well, that stinks in my grand motto of life, because crap happens, and pretty obvious I must have kicked the rod out of this thing. So something broke pretty hard, because it left well, everything was great, just and all of a sudden it just went and just, I actually thought at first it must have broke the drive shaft in it or something, because it was vibrating hard, but obviously not. And there's some oil down in the pan, and I haven't even looked at it farther than that. So we'll just take it back and figure out what's going on. And I didn't even hit the piston delete button, so I wasn't even on the scramble button, wasn't on anything, because it really felt good. And then it felt really good until I didn't. And so otherwise, I mean, still happy with everything. And crap happens, let's go back and fix it. And make sure we can try to figure out how to make it not happen again. Well, it is Monday morning early. And obviously, we just talked about that it's broke. So I got it up in the air. And before I go to work for the day, I'm just going to take a quick look at this pan. So you're going to see it right. I have not looked at it yet. I've got it up in the air. I see carnage down there, but I've not even looked at it yet. So I want to give you the grand opportunity of actually seeing broken parts, I guess. So I'm gonna put the camera down there and I'll take this, get the pan off it here. Well, a first indication that things suck is that my pan has a hole in the bottom of it. 2 holes in the bottom of it. So that's generally not too awful good. Oh, there's a bunch of, oh, that's neat. Neat, not as in super cool, but oh wow, how about them apples? Give me 1 second, wipe this up. That is connecting rod, right flat on out of the motor. And there's the rest of the pieces. Look at that. What in the fudge? There's my bearing. If you notice that bearing, it's not discolored, it's not heated up, it's not anything. That bearing was fine. Wow. What the fudge? Oh my gosh. I have never seen anything like this ever. Do you notice that there is literally not a single connecting rod left connected to anything? What the fudge? Holy crap. That is the most amazing thing ever. Holy crap. So we have discovered, and I mean, I am 100% sure that I don't think this is a design flaw. It's not a problem there, but the way this is just totally scattered, this is a million pieces of just scattered stuff. So we're both on the same page that this thing obviously has to have had a bad batch of material. I don't really think it's his fault. He didn't design and make a piece of crap, but the way this totally disintegrated in one, this is a, showed you the log. We'll take a quick look back. I mean, the crankshaft is still turning in the motor right now. And if you look at the data log is, it's spinning RPM. It doesn't shut off and lock up. This thing never locked up. It was still turning. It's still turning right now. This thing had it, the material maybe was too brittle. Is the only thing that I can figure. It's so brittle. Once it stress fractured, it probably broke one rod. It sent that piece of rod into everything, and just stuff's 8,500 RPM right there. It just blew everything up. All right, so everybody asks, even though I totally say this a couple times, we did send out the material, or sent out the rods. It was bad material, not the right material, not the same as what we run. I only use these rods one time, never used them again. I have no beef against the guy. It's no big deal. It is what it is. Now we're moving on. But I never used those rods again. It was a one-time deal of trying it, and just didn't work out. That is all. Now go forward to Sick Week 2023, where the car is really good. I have my original rods in it that we still use all the time currently, the MGP rod, and this now is finding every part in the chassis that it could possibly break. drive shaft's still in it. It's making a heck of a racket. Drive shaft looks like it's still in it, but so it might be the rear end. It doesn't act like a transmission. It's still in first gear, so not sure. But probably a third member, I think. Like I said, I can still see the drive shaft, so. That there is what my best 60 foot to date results in. So we're not done yet. I have not run out of parts. I'm pretty sure right now I haven't run out of parts. I'm pretty sure I've run out of money. But the show must go on. Okay, so now we're after sick week. Broke every chassis part that has ever created in my car. And so we've moved on to the Mark Williams 12-inch modular rear end. Whoa, the big super rear end. Carbon fiber drive shaft. Big carbon fiber drive shaft from Gulf Coast Drive Shaft. Great people over there. And so the car is now, we went to other races, other stuff. Everything was going great. It was really good. We went and did testing in Indianapolis, and the car was sweet. It was really good. Make a couple passes, just to, not full passes. I really only need to go 330 or 8th mile at most. And just to prove out the converter.
Finally did it, and it was a handful. It was all over the track, which is fine. That's fastest passing the 8th yet, and it was soft still but it went 109, still fine. And I mean, because we can get it faster, but we got to get the freaking front end down because it is up in the hair. It is it's a handful right now. Okay, so you just saw the car was the best it's ever been. We were really on a mission. Everything was just great, perfect. And then wrongly so, and this isn't blaming anybody or anything. It just kind of is what it is. And most of it's all my fault. Most of it's all my problem anyways. But we show up to sick week 2024. And trying new tires, trying new stuff, shaking its brains out. Here's where you see the oil pump belt comes off. Idiot me didn't have oil pressure safety. Idiot me has been driving this car for the last 3 years and never has had an oil pressure problem, never has had any issue like that. So I did not even look at the gauge, made 3 passes with no oil pump belt on it, including one by Kyle, who won his first 7, by the way, hard pass. And if he would have stayed in it just a little bit longer, it would have won a 6 with no oil pump belt on it, no oil pressure. Shout out to our RevX and what we're going to be coming up with, something top secret. I'll let you know about that later. Guess I needed to find out the other side of Orlando's racetrack. You can see that thing.
camera guy.
With them?
Steve, yes.
With them? Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize, bro. We have to be protective over this.
So apparently, it blew a line off of the trans cooler line, blew apart, and so it oiled everything down. So I'm not sure what's going on there or why, but that's what happened. Trans line. So I went through all that engine work for one burnout, which is fine, and I heard it when it was spooling up. It was wrong. It was lazy and wrong. There was something going on, and then let go of the button, and it shook, and then it goes boom. Oh, you got the camera inside. You can see this. And went boom, and all of a sudden it's just white. So I knew it was going on, but I could not see anything. I could feel the car going all over the place, and so I was hoping, just don't hit the wall, don't hit the wall. Bang. So I think we're gonna be done for a while. I think I'm gonna we'll focus on Sugar Mama here. All right, so you see the crash. I figure out I'm gonna have to change wheels. We're gonna go to the new 20-inch wide wheels because we're gonna figure out this whole tire shake problem because I need to go faster. I'm always having a problem with it. We do the replaceable rear quarters. It's still the coolest thing ever. Got everything all together. Went to our first race back after a drag and drive event, by the way, and won the first drag and drive event, just a 3-day drag and drive event, but super happy. Come back out with a car, removable quarters, new wheel tire combination, new transmission combination, and lo and behold, we win the drag and drive event, so super happy with that. All right, everybody, race car tech from an engine builder. Now, check this out. This is new wheels, or these are new wheels for the wagon. If you remember, this thing has just recently been tire shaking. We did some tire testing and it tire shook. Now look at it here. You can see the rear tire. Look at it and look at the track where it's paddling the track. You can see how thin and it grabs, ungrabs, grabs, ungrabs, grabs, ungrabs, and you can see it right on the track also. It's funny, it picks up the front tire after I let off the gas. It allows the tire to hook back up momentarily. Caused problems. Wasn't really the fault of, it's not the fault of the tire, it's just the way it is. We're testing, making new stuff, and then we're gonna have to test this, but let me show you the wheel first because it is crazy cool. Bink, bink, bink. Look at that thing. Look at the width of this thing. So this is a 20-inch wide wheel. Let me take this right here. We'll take the cover off of it. Now, this is really phenomenal. Same size tire. Look at the difference. When you put this on a 20, this tire looks exactly like this one when it's on this wheel. This is what the wheel does to it. It makes it so significantly different. It's gonna be a new learning curve, but I'm pretty pumped up because I think this is absolutely the right way of doing it.
Oh man, I hope he's all right in there. He doesn't sound too good. You all right, Dad?
It's time to start cutting.
Oh man.
All right, got the panel off. I'm gonna deburr it. I'm gonna make this part, so we're gonna put the new quarter on it, and I'm gonna make this part right here, this whole section with the wheel well. So after we put this all back together, because this is really very minimally hurt, I'm gonna make this part detachable. So I can just access and just take the tire off right away. All right, so open up the rear gate, and we're going to open up the rear doors. Now, rear doors on this are obviously not functional because there's a super cool driver's seat right there, and the wheel well. This is the stock wheel well. All right, so we got that. One. I need to figure out a good place to put all these things.
Do a little bag or a net.
Oh yeah, a little something right there would be nice, yeah. All right. Then we come in here. What? Hey, that is everybody. All those tens of thousands of dollars worth of CNC tools comes in handy. Containers.
It's the only reason you bought them, right?
That's the only reason I got them.
Are you putting them in there? Is that what are you putting?
Yeah. Now, oh my gosh, it is too freaking easy. And now on to import versus domestic, where we're gonna start figuring out some other stuff and trying to lean on the car harder and harder. But I gotta get these parachutes mounted up higher because at the end of Drop the Hammer, one of the parachutes wrapped itself around the parachute launcher and tore the parachute mount off of the car. So I built a whole new parachute mount for the car and just wanted to test it out, make sure everything was all good, because now we're back to going quarter-mile racing. Now, pay attention in the end, how fast we actually go at the end when I put it into the sand traps with the parachutes out before the 1,000-foot mark, totally off the gas. I go a certain speed in ET, and I'm mad about it. It's kind of funny.
Mother trucker! Mother trucker! Mother effer! Pisses me off! Damn it! Damn it!
You had a lot of smoke coming out of the right pipe.
No brakes. So we're gonna have to figure out what happened there. Both chutes were out. Oh, the
Chutes were
chutes
good.
did the whole thing. How fast they go?
654,
Yeah, holy crap. How's me mile now?
211.
Jump.
Oh, good.
Hop in, Steve.
All right, well, you've seen it. That's where we are to this day. And we're getting close to Shaler hydroplane here, so we're gonna make that video for there and show you how all we're doing with the boat. And our next event is NMCA race, so Lord willing, I got bigger parachutes on it, figured out the brakes, more information coming on that. In fact, videos on that stuff specifically. And remember, like, subscribe, share, comment, tell me all your stuff and all your ideas. I do read a lot of it. You'd be surprised. I'm Steve Morris. Have a great day. Oh, and watch this comparison, because it is kind of funny of how the car used to leave to how the car leaves now. It's pretty amazing.